live.
Pop up on them.
Pop up on them. Let's go.
Oh, yeah, man.
Episode 82,
And
hopefully.
Julius
I
just
think
got the buzzer beater as we got the intro going. Let's get it.
Facts. Well, all right. So people are probably going to start, funneling in and out as we continue. But whether or not, let's do this. Let's get some content. So let's jump right into it. Hope everybody had a good. When was the last time we was on? We haven't been on since like what? Since we came on after the Super Bowl, but we haven't been on since like Valentine's Day, right? Like
it's been a few weeks, but we here.
Yeah,
let's run it up. Let's run it up.
Shout out to everybody that's like that's gonna be watching and stuff. So let's jump right into it. Let's talk about some sports. We're gonna start with the NBA. The NBA's heating up, man. So we had the
Knicks City.
Knicks is on a little run right now. We had the All-Star weekend a couple weeks ago, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was LeBron's team versus what's his name's team, right?
Giannis.
I forget how to say this man's
it was
name.
Giannis.
Giannis.
Yeah, Antetokounmpo.
He won, right? His team won, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Or LeBron's team won. It was his team, right?
No.
Yeah, he won.
Giannis'
He
team
won. Yeah, his
Giannis'
team
team
won, right?
yeah.
So
Wait,
shout
what
out
game
to
you
him
talking
for that.
about?
The
All-Star
All-Star.
game.
That was All-Star.
Oh, yeah, gotcha. Yeah.
But yeah, man. So there's a lot of stuff going on in the NBA. First, before we even get into the troubles that's going on with John Morant and all of that, let's first talk about some of these trades that went down, or the most important trade, which I'm pretty sure would be considered the Kyrie Irving trade to what is he on, the Mavericks? No,
The
not
Mavericks.
Yep. Yeah, the
That was
Mavericks.
the
On the
Mavericks.
Mavericks. And KD is on the Phoenix Suns, I believe, right? Correct? Phoenix Suns?
That is correct. Yep.
That was a
All
nasty
right,
trade.
and they played tonight.
They just won
And
tonight.
the winner was KD, right? The Suns won?
Yeah, the Suns won.
Phoenix
The Suns
Yeah,
won.
because
That was a nasty game.
Luka tried to do that last shot. It didn't work out, and then he almost got into it with, I think he got with Devin Booker, right? It was Devin Booker he got into it. He was about to,
yeah.
Devin Booker was about to get into it. And I even saw Kyrie and Devin Booker was like about to kind of get into it. And a lot of people was looking at KD and they're like, yo, when your new girl and your old girl get into it, you kind of just gotta sit and watch.
Just gotta sit back and watch.
You can tell KD was kind of like, damn, if these niggas get into it, I don't know who I gotta really, you know what I mean? Like, because he's still obviously on good terms with Kyrie, and they have so much history just playing with each other on the Nets. And
Like he was saying something like "get your boy" type deal. I was seeing what Kyrie was saying,
like
something like
that. But KD, he probably just trying to be neutral, stay in the middle and be neutral. But he do got a new team now, and those are his boys. So he's supposed to be on their side. But so what y'all think about the trade though? Starting with Don, like, what do you think? Russell Westbrook went somewhere too. Where's Russell now? He's on the Clippers, right?
Russell Westbrook's on the
so we gonna talk
Clippers.
about
Yeah. So
yeah, we'll talk about that too.
I do like these trades, man. I like them. I like to see when the NBA kind of gets all mixy and stuff like that. But Kevin Durant switching to so many teams, I don't know how it's gonna be for his legacy. I think he's just now he's championship chasing, which I mean I guess it is what it is. But for his legacy, I don't know how good that's gonna be for his legacy.
Right. What about you, Clay? What you think as far as KD in the trade?
Yeah, as far as KD and the trade, I kind of feel the same way. It kind of seems like, he has a habit of going to teams that, just need that one little extra push. And he's like, let me give you the extra big push. You know what I'm saying? And we can definitely go get the title. And, all credit and kudos to the organization for making it happen, because just to even have that much talent on one team, it does take a very, I would say like unique situation in terms of, having the finances and, the need and, knowing like, okay,
Right.
This person comes in, we can put this person as a role player, whatever. And it just all works out because they understand who this person is. So
Yeah.
I think a lot of things worked in their favor, but just like Don said, it doesn't look good for KD's legacy, and he's under a lot of pressure right now because if they don't win this year or next year at the least, it's really gonna hurt his legacy.
Real talk.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing, he does have a ring, so it's like because he only got one, right? He don't got two. It's just one or two.
It is just two. It's two.
I think he has two.
Yeah, he's got two.
I think he has two.
So I mean, at least he can say that, because I mean, there's so many great NBA players like Chuck or Allen Iverson that they just never got that ring. So at least for him, he was able
Carmelo
to two. But
Carmelo.
Carmelo too. Carmelo's another one that
Yeah.
unfortunately never got to touch that. But and I think that I think that is the real legacy herder because you know what I mean. It's like you did all that and you had such a good career, you didn't even get to touch it. And there's some guys that are straight up bench riders and they touch the ring.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
With I wish the NBA kind of differentiated that a little bit more. But I do think it is going to hurt KD's legacy a little bit. But in comparison to, like I was going to say, talking about Russell Westbrook, who he's kind of been doing the jump around thing too. But I feel like he's not helping nobody. And I feel like it's become a reputation where it's like every time Russell Westbrook is sent to a new team, it's he's about to make a difference. And then it's nothing. The Clippers
tears the team up.
What, 3 tears them up. The Clippers have taken, I think, 3 or 4 L's straight since this man has been on the team, man. The other day, the Warriors played him. Their defense was to not even guard him. Draymond Green pushed the whole entire Warriors team back and he missed every 5 out of 5 3 points. No guard he missed.
He won't even shoot it. I don't know. He got that Ben Simmons effect, bro. Him and Ben Simmons got the same shit going on.
It's in his head.
Everything's in his head because he'll leave him open. He'll have the wide open 3, and then he'll pass to somebody that's guarded, and then they'll pass it back. He'll pass up the shot, try and pass it again, turnover. So it's all in his head right now.
Yeah. And in the post when you were interviewing Draymond, that's what he was basically saying. Like that's how him and Coach Kerr even came up with that play to guard him that way because they were like, it's such a mental thing because when you're at that line, everyone backs up and gives you space. It's like they're like daring you to make it. You know what I'm saying? And that alone, when you're already a player who's kind of self-conscious about your 3, because let's face it, Russell Westbrook, he ain't great at the 3-point line. You get what I'm saying already. So when you're under that situation, it's like I feel like it made it even worse. And he had a real bad night. He's been having a bad couple of nights.
That probably is Rachel talking about. I want to know why he ignored that young fan. There was something going around of him ignoring a young child to sign an autograph.
I saw that.
You seen it?
I saw that. But I saw a lot of people were saying, which I think it could be true. They were saying that happens to NBA players a lot, like older people, like like people that resell and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. They'll get jerseys, and it won't even be a player they like. And because they know NBA players are more likely to sign an autograph for a little kid, they'll get some little random kid to act like they're a fan. And they said that's why a lot of NBA players like Russell will do that because they're hip to it and they know they like have an eye for knowing which ones are the.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Actually, what's funny is I actually seen a clip of that just today. It was a girl. She had on a hat and she had a jersey on. Oh, Giannis. She wanted to go get it signed by Giannis, the hat, and then she took her jersey off. She was a whole Sixers fan, bro.
Once you do that, they're just gonna take that straight to eBay or whatever, you know what I'm saying, and sell that for how much of money, like or even sit on it for a couple of years. So that's the case.
Big up Raj, yo, talking about why I look so sleepy. Long day, nigga, you know the vibes.
Yeah, long day. Sorry, no, long day. But yeah, so that's as far as the Russell Westbrook thing, I just kind of wanted to point that out there. Other than that, I guess we could talk a little bit about Kyrie and where he's at. What do you feel like we talked about KD, but what do you think this trade is going to do for him and even his legacy as far as getting a ring and stuff like that? What do you think? Do you see that still in his future, or you think that's probably?
I think he's going to do well with the Mavericks, bro. They did. I could see them doing really well. They did well against the Suns today. That was a real close game. Kyrie and Luka, once they really figure it out and they mesh, I feel like that's a better connection than KD and Kyrie. Like what I think, I don't know.
Facts. No, I could agree with that. I can attest to that. But not for nothing, the Mavs' biggest issue is their defense. They've always been questioned about their defensive play, and I mean, they definitely hurt their defense even more by getting rid of Finney Smith. I mean, granted, they did it to get Kyrie. They definitely upped their offense, but offense seems to be the only thing they got. That's why anytime you see Dallas going up against another offensive team, take the over, people. I'm not a financial advisor, but take the over.
Yeah. So definitely gonna keep up with that and see what goes on for the rest of the NBA season with both KD and Kyrie. Not gonna lie, after that preview I saw tonight, man, I feel like that'll be a really good finals, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kyrie versus KD.
Yeah, I've seen
I
that.
saw
That'd be a dope
comments.
conference finals.
I
For
saw
sure.
comments like the NBA scriptwriters are flexing their fingers.
Like,
They about to
yeah.
set that up. Like, we gotta make that happen. I don't know how.
Like WWE,
Um,
boy.
yeah, like that's what I'm saying. The NBA be like that sometimes. I'll be like, yo, I don't know. Be kind of too good to the things that be happening, but yeah, we gonna keep up. Let's next talk about Jake Paul since we still talking about sports. Jake Paul. To some people, finally done took a loss, man. Some people, a lot of people, I would say, was kind of itching for this dude to take a lot of other people. Where he does also have a lot of fans that support him completely. I gotta say, man, I respect his I guess you would call it his determination and his
confidence,
his ego, his confidence. I respect that, but he I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of happy he took this L, man, because he was just getting to that point where it's like he kind of needed something to kind of like chill him out a little bit. Humble him a little bit. What you think, Clay? Like, do you even like care, or was you like not really?
Yeah, nah. When I seen he was about to go up against Fury, I said, "Oh, he might take the L this time," because I don't know. Because I mean, once I seen what was the black fighter that couldn't even beat Fury? What's his name?
I forget, but I know you talk.
The other YouTuber.
Yeah. Nah, he's not a YouTuber, but he's another good fierce fighter. And him and Fury had like a little rivalry going on, but Fury always put him down. I think Fury put him down twice. But yeah, like once I seen that Fury put homie down, and I thought that homie was a beast. I forgot his name. I'm like, yeah, there's no way Jake Paul is gonna beat Fury. Like I just knew it wasn't gonna happen. So as great as he is, and as much props for his confidence and everything, I'm glad he kind of got humbled a little bit, because if he won this match, we would have still been hearing him chat off his mouth.
Facts.
For sure. And so what about you, Don? Like, what do you think? Or better question, let me ask you this. A big part of what was going on was everyone's been saying he's not a real boxer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he's basically a YouTuber moonlighting as a boxer kind of thing. And so his big thing was like, because I even saw him on First Take the morning of the fight or the morning before, and he said, after this, I want everybody to shut up. I'm a real boxer. Once I beat him, I'm gonna wipe the floor with Fury. So what do you think? Would you consider Jake Paul a real boxer?
Yeah, at this point, I would consider him a real boxer. I mean, because like, look how far he got. I mean, bro is fighting Tyson Fury. You know what I'm saying? Like, he not just fighting one of them celebrity boxing match people. And
it was a split decision at that.
That's what I was gonna say. It came down to decision. So he actually
like a knockout.
And he didn't. I mean, I don't know too much when it comes to boxing and stuff like that, how they do the decision and stuff like that. But sometimes I feel like when it comes down to decision, it's not like too fair in a way. You know what I mean? But that's that. But yeah, so it came down to decision. It's not like he got wiped, smacked. Like, he didn't get Nate Robinson. We ain't never gonna forget that Nate Robinson.
Oh my god!
I was like, Clay's crib when we watched that. That one was.
Oh my god! I don't think I laughed that hard in a long time.
So yeah, I believe he's a boxer. He probably not like great. You know what I'm saying? As his record may show. But
right.
Yeah, he up there, and he can keep going and keep doing his thing.
Yeah, he can. And like Rachel had said here, one of the things I always tell people about Jake Paul was like, regardless of how you feel about him and about his ways and what he does and how he talks and whatever, you have to keep in mind like the journey of like he went from literally being known as a YouTuber to being respected as a fighter and a boxer. You get what I'm saying? And
exactly.
That's I feel like that should be some.
Him and his brother too. Them both is different breeds, bro. Because what's his name? The brother is flying off ropes doing WWE. You feel me? Like going crazy with the WWE. So can't say nothing.
And I think
that's
such a testament to like everyone who's even on YouTube or trying to do some YouTube thing is like you can expand this to a lot of other things based on your determination and what you're willing to go for and what you're willing to do. And because you don't even see him really as a YouTuber no more. I see him as a boxer. You know what I'm saying?
That's facts. I don't look at him as a YouTuber no more. For sure, I look at him as a boxer. Never Too Frost said, "Nah, y'all bugging." What are you trying to say? He's a boxer or he's not a boxer?
Yeah, we're trying to say he's boxed. He's considered a boxer or not? 'Cause I know, like I said, a lot of people feel differently.
Mhm.
And he is a troll. Obviously, he is all that you know, but you can't deny the man did something pretty extraordinary. I don't think there's any other YouTuber in history
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
switched careers so successfully. So I don't know, but
Word.
yeah. So I don't know if that's what you're saying, but we'll keep up with that and the Jake Paul situation. And I was seeing some stuff too, like saying that they might run it back. If I was Fury, I wouldn't run it back with him though, because I feel like I'd say that I proved the point that you're not on my level as a boxer to box. But like we stated, it wasn't exactly a knockout situation or some situation where he like wiped them. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
but a win is a win, as they say.
A win is a win.
Yeah.
So
You're right.
win is a win, boy. So yeah, shout out to Jake Paul and his team, and hope he definitely. I heard he made like how much mil, like 300 mil off the fight or some shit like that.
30,
Like
30.
30
I
mil.
think it was
30
It
mil.
was 30 mil. Yeah.
The Mills be making me
Man,
want to start
30
training.
mil just to take an L.
Yeah,
I'll go out there and
For
take
real,
an
bro.
LRW. I don't care. Shit, give me that 30 mil.
That's right. That's right. So yeah, we're gonna keep with Jake Paul. Shout out to him. We'll see what happens with that. We're gonna keep up with his career and keep talking about it. But let's move on. Let's next switch gears to the entertainment stuff. Let's talk about Ant Man, Marvel's newest movie, and in my opinion, biggest misfire as far as MCU movies in the past at least 3 to 4 years. This shit was
real?
trash in
It was
my
bad?
opinion. But yeah,
Damn.
Oh,
pretty
God.
bad. But what I will say, like a lot of people have been saying, Jonathan Majors, who, you know, shout out to Jonathan Majors. He saved the movie to some extent. He was definitely the best part of the movie. Other than that, the rest of it, I can't really vouch for. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like the it's very, I would say, convoluted, the story, particularly if you don't understand what is going on already with the Ant Man and the quantum realm and all that MCU stuff. But what I think I would say where things really went south with this movie is that it falls victim to this, like, you know how the whole MCU thing right now is, you know, aliens from outer space wanting to take over and change things to their liking or whatever. And that's basically what the whole new thing is. And Jonathan Majors, who plays Kang, his whole mission is basically the same mission as Thanos, which was, I guess, to fix the world and all that stuff like that. So I feel like it's just the repetitiveness of how these films have been coming out story-wise. And also this film is like riddled with CGI, which, you know, you got to expect it at this point with Marvel, but they kind of went overboard with this movie with the CGI. Yeah, like really bad. And I don't know, man. Like, to me, like, I don't know if you guys seen other reviews for it. It just hasn't really been getting good reviews. Interestingly enough, as well, it had the biggest decline in box office for any Marvel movie. I think it's either the biggest or in the biggest in like years. From like its first week, where a good amount of people went to go see it, and then by second week, from word of mouth, everyone just like did not go see it. So, yeah, I for me, I'll say if I had to rate it out of like 5, I'd give it like a 2.5. 2.
Damn.
The only thing, like I said, that would save it were the scenes with Jonathan Majors, because he just plays the villain of Kang so well. But other than that, I can't vouch for this film. Hopefully, the next one, I think the next up next is Guardians of the Galaxy. Looking forward to that. Hopefully, that will be a lot more story-wise interesting and like easy to understand. But yeah, for this Ant Man 3, I ain't going. It's definitely a dub.
I won't break my neck to go see it then. Sheesh.
Yeah.
It's definitely a wait.
Come on, Marvel. Y'all can't let me down, man. Sheesh.
Yeah, this one's. I'm not gonna lie though. I feel like a lot of us didn't expect too much out of Ant Man anyway, and I feel like maybe Marvel and Disney kind of look at it that way, and they're like, you know, they're not.
But you know what though? But you know what though? The first 2 movies were surprisingly better than people expected.
Bro, so I ain't gonna lie to you.
So to hear the third one wasn't that good, that's disappointing.
Yeah, because I didn't, particularly the second one, I really had no intention of even liking or watching. And when I saw it the first time, I was like, yo, this is pretty good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was a lot better than I thought it would be. But this one wasn't giving that vibe, man. Like, I wanted to, and it starts off pretty well, so you want to like it so badly. But, you know, by the time it gets to the point where it's wrapping up, you're like, this was the movie? Like, like this is what I watched? But yeah, it's not even one of those ones where I would say, okay, maybe the kids would like it, because I also feel like kids would just be like, what? Like, what is going on?
They're not gonna know what's going on.
Yeah, I feel like
That's
they wouldn't even
crazy.
understand really what's going on. Yeah, and visually is cool. I'd say the best about it is the visuals, but again, the CGI is just out of control.
Yeah. So the
So
first
yeah,
movie, they threw it off the glass. Second movie, they caught it in the air, touching their kneecaps, and then third movie, they just threw it into the crowd.
complete misfire. But again, shout out to Jonathan
God.
Majors. Jonathan Majors, who's having a hell of a year, or at least the past 2 years. He's been in almost. I done went to the movies and seen like 2 commercials for movies this nigga's in before the movie he's in that I'm watching. You know what I'm saying? Like he's been having a pretty good year. Yeah, Creed 3 I think comes out this weekend or next weekend, something like that.
I think Creed 3.
No,
It's
Creed
not
3
out.
already came out.
It's out right now.
It's already out. Came out this past weekend. Yeah.
Oh, it just came out. You saw it?
No, I ain't see it yet. I seen
No,
mad
I
commercials.
didn't go see it yet, but that's something I need to go see.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah, I
definitely
heard
see
that was
that.
good. Damn, I would have saw it this weekend. I forgot it was out. Okay, well, shout out to Jonathan Majors. I'm sure. I definitely want to talk more about his career and stuff, but we'll get into that next episode, probably after I see Creed, and then we kind of dive into his career a little bit more. But yeah, that was just a little Ant Man review. If anybody that was interested in seeing it, so we're gonna keep it moving. Let's talk about the president and TikTok. Apparently, I guess the situation that it is that Joe Biden, the president, has been giving. You said Congress, I believe, voted on it, and he's been given. So what is this? So just so that I'm sure. Yeah, so he can completely now ban TikTok. Like he could say TikTok cannot be downloaded in America off of Apple Store or Google, whatever you have. Yeah, so it could just be gone.
Yeah.
Just like any other law, like anytime a law that gets passed, and then it always comes down to the president to have to sign off on it and make it official. So it went through the Senate, went through the House and Congress. So now it's up to him to make that decision. And the reason why it was able to pass so quickly, it actually moved along very fast through the House and everything, because they're saying that the privacy guidelines that TikTok comes with, holding on to people's information, and then all the AI stuff that they're doing with the videos and stuff like that. Like they're able to use that information if you upload it onto their app. So, they're the U.S. is trying to protect our users, but definitely specifically the kids that are on TikTok is their main focus.
With that, like. I believe it. That's minimal that their reason. I feel like they're saying that's the reason, but I believe the main reason, because them other apps and them other technologies, they be like what Trump call them, big tech. Like they're the ones who want to be winning.
Tech.
Yeah, big tech. So yeah. I believe it has a lot to do with like probably Facebook or Meta. You know what I'm saying? They don't want TikTok around, so. You know what I'm saying? They're definitely going to push that. And, they all in politics. So they want to get rid of TikTok because that's the leading competitor. You know what I'm saying? They're winning in all aspects, bro. So I feel like they want to get rid of TikTok because Facebook, Meta, they be doing the same stuff. All these apps do the same stuff when it comes to.
And you know what? Not for nothing. I was thinking about that too. I'm like, yo, because obviously we got the Meta Quest, the Meta Quest 2, and I'm on there and I'm like, yo, there's not a lot of people in this country that you would think that would have a Meta Quest VR. You know what I'm saying? Like, which is why it hasn't really expanded as much as it could. So, I mean, this could be part of it because people are so caught up in TikTok. That's really all I hear the kids talk about now. TikTok.
They
I don't even hear them talk about Instagram.
Bro, they're leading leading in everything.
Because what y'all saying basically is like that TikTok is so much a distraction in the way that if we eliminate TikTok, all these kids are gonna pick up VR headsets and get into the meta.
Oh no. I'm not saying that's solely the reason why VRs aren't selling. I'm just saying that that's part of the whole big collusion of why our country is trying to get rid of TikTok, because they want Instagram and Meta and everything that we create to be the leading platform on social media. So that's what I'm saying.
And another thing, what I know is because I be on social media and shit like that. When it comes to, I don't understand Meta and all that. They see how TikTok is winning, but they're not executing the same way. They can win the same way. It's just a lot of the features that TikTok has.
They try it. They tried.
They
It's
not
just not
trying.
working. You see Instagram, they got the reels.
Nah. They don't. They not trying hard enough, bro.
Set up like TikTok shit. I know it's not
Meta-
Instagram. When you save your reel off Instagram, now it got the watermark like TikTok.
Yeah.
Like,
word.
Yeah.
They tried everything.
But no, because
Like,
look,
they
I don't
tried
know. I don't
everything,
know if
boy.
y'all ever been on a TikTok live, right? Whatever algorithm they need to find out the algorithm of TikTok live, because like it's miles. It's just miles ahead of Instagram, bro. It's just miles ahead, and I don't understand why they just can't figure that shit out, bro. It's crazy. But this, I feel like they're going to this reach. So if they get rid of TikTok, all them TikTok users is gonna come to Meta and Instagram. Pretty much what I'm saying.
That's what I said. I don't think that.
You don't think
But
that?
That's what I was saying.
Because I'm like, where would they go? Where else they would go? They ain't going.
They probably just, because I feel like
It's
if you
possible.
have
Maybe
TikTok,
not as many, but it's possible.
Mhm.
yeah,
Oh,
some of course.
you're saying
will,
if you have
know?
TikTok,
And Instagram
then you
is
got
paying
Instagram.
now.
That's what you're saying?
Yeah, because this is my thing. I feel like
Instagram is
everybody
paying
that got
now, yeah.
TikTok must have, unless there's people that are strictly TikTok content creators. But I feel like most people that got TikTok got
Instagram.
Boston made 1 point and they celebrate when they do. Anyway, but so you niggas still down by one day. I like so I feel like everyone who has TikTok more than likely has Instagram or Twitter or whatever. So I feel like,
But you got
that's not all right.
Go ahead.
For the metaverse, let me ask this. For the metaverse, right? As far as like how y'all
Yeah.
talking about it, to fully be in this metaverse, you need a VR set. Like you got to go buy one of those to be in it, right?
No. I'm
Yeah.
only saying.
Not necessarily.
I'm not talking. We're not necessarily talking about the metaverse and the VR. We can say in Meta because that's the name of Facebook now. That's the Meta is.
Yeah, Facebook is now
Facebook.
Meta.
So
Yeah.
Facebook is straight up just called Meta.
Yeah, it's Meta now.
It's called Meta now. Yeah.
So Meta owns Instagram. So that's why I brought up Meta. You know what I'm saying? They're not Facebook and they're not necessarily so Meta owns Facebook and Instagram. Put it that way. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. So
Got
now
Got you.
Meta owns Facebook.
So
now,
we're not necessarily only talking about the VR headset. I think Clay just brought that up because that's a part of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It'll help their sales more because if everybody's tuned into Instagram and Facebook and TikTok is not a distraction, then people probably will start going out buying more headsets, VR headsets and stuff like that.
And I say that because when you go on Meta, like they have a couple apps on there that's linked to Facebook where you literally are walking around with your avatar and you can bump into somebody that's in a different state and city and like just start talking with them like through their avatar or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But there's not a lot of people that you would think like, I don't know. I could just tell that there could be a much bigger audience on there because even with the NBA, you would think people knowing that they could watch NBA games on their VR and sit courtside without leaving their home. You would think everybody that's an NBA fan would have a MetaQuest, but they don't. Like barely anybody has it, and that's why they only have select games that they do that for. You know what I'm saying?
Let me give you my opinion on that, and I feel like we talked about it before, but I feel like because like you said, you would think people would be doing it, but they're not. I feel like with this whole metaverse thing, and particularly that, like you're talking about with the headset and stuff like that, I feel like that is failing for the same reason why when these guys back in 07, 08, when everybody was trying to bust out these 3D TVs at home, why they did not work. Because
True.
I don't want to watch 3D TV at home. I want to go outside to the movie theater and watch 3D TV. I want to watch regular TV in my house. And I feel like the whole thing of the metaverse, why it's not working is because what it even represents is what we don't want to do no more. We don't want to have personal, real interactions with people. We want to stuff through our phones, and it's what it is. And I think that's why TikTok especially is so dominant right now, because it's the number one thing where you could, for a couple seconds, put your phone up, say what you got to say, do whatever skit video you got to do, and put it out to the world. We don't want to go interact with each other no more. I don't want to bump into my nigga down you from third grade or whatever. I don't want to see him.
That's true.
That's why I feel like everyone, or even with the NBA, I feel like, yes, for the one or two times you would do it, and I even want to do it myself to try it, to do the whole VR thing and experience it, being there VR-wise and watching the game. But on the other hand, I'm like, nigga, if I want to watch an NBA game, I would go to an NBA game if I wanted to see it in that, you know what I mean? In front of my face, like, you know? And I think that that aspect of it, and the fact that it's a simulated version of reality, I think that's what people is straying away from it about. Maybe if it was a situation where you didn't have to physically get this thing and put it on your head, like my barber just bought that new one, the PS5 one that just came out the other day, and he said he paid close to almost like $700 for it, and that's not with the PS5, and you got to have a PS5 to even use it. And he told me that's one of the best ones.
700.
Close to, like after tax. I know it's like 568, but after tax and delivery and everything, Yeah, he said he was like, and he said people complaining about that one, but that's one of the cheaper ones on the market. Because he said what's the other major? I forget what it's called, but they're the other they're the main one.
So the
He said that
MetaQuest
one is
2,
even.
that's the one.
Yeah,
That's the one.
MetaQuest
Maybe
2.
that's what. Yeah, he's saying that
Those go for like
how much is
$4.
that one?
They're $450.
Yeah,
Oh, they dropped the price
$4.
recently. They dropped the price recently.
I got mine.
It ain't that one though. Yeah. It's another one. I feel like the name starts with an O or something like that, but it's another brand, and they make it. And I think he said that one is close to almost 1,000 once you get the whole shebang and get like everything, you know. So
well, Meta did come out with another one because they got the MetaQuest 2, and then they got the MetaQuest Meta something. It's a brand new one. It just dropped a couple months ago. That one's about $1,000.
Right.
So I don't know if he's talking about that one.
But what's
I
the
think
difference?
that's probably
like the quality.
I
That's
forgot.
what I was trying to ask him, but he couldn't even give me an answer. Like he
I can't even tell you.
Like, I just know about the PS1. I don't know. I think what he was saying is.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Know what you saying?
Nah, I was gonna go back to the pretty much the TikTok shit.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Straight off anyway.
What I was gonna say about the TikTok stuff is, I could understand why they really want to get rid of TikTok because like when you really get deep into it, because remember I got over 100,000 plus followers, and I've got reached out by there's been a lot of Chinese brands, right? And we were doing this this thing for this one Chinese brand about going live and stuff like that, and they're so innovative, and this is why they're winning because they're always on it, and the government has a lot to. I feel like they have a lot to do with these things that are going on in TikTok. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So these lives that we were doing, we were selling stuff on the live for them. And you know what I mean? And they would push the live and things like that, get it popping and all this. And just all this innovative stuff that America don't do with Instagram. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's and Instagram and Facebook and stuff like that. But that's I feel like
you're right, because Instagram got us paying for the push. Where if you're doing something that's benefiting everybody, they'll push you through that.
Exactly. But TikTok is pushing. They're pushing lives. They're doing whatever. Their algorithm is amazing, and they're just winning. But in the end, like I do honestly, it does make sense for America to drop TikTok, like for real, ban them. It does make sense when it comes to just technology wise and stuff like that, and us winning in technology. But what I'm saying that would.
What about remember Vine? Was Vine America?
Yeah, Vine was America, but Facebook bought Vine. Or was it Snapchat?
See, that's what because
one of them bought Vine,
and that's what be confusing me because I'd be like, I think it was one of them. I think it might have been Facebook. It'd be confusing me, but I think time, I guess, and the time period you're in is also a thing because what to me is the big difference between. I feel like if TikTok works, why Vine didn't work the way you know what I'm saying? Because Vine was good for like what? Vine had like I say not even a year of being on.
Vine
was messing with it.
Oh no, Facebook bought it. Facebook bought it because they did the same shit that they was trying to do with TikTok. You see how they be, bro? Yeah, because Vine was American made. They couldn't keep going after Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Instagram bought it to kill it and take their swag. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like they took because remember it was instead of pictures it was just videos, and it was 10-second videos, literally the same stuff.
But you could literally them together,
videos
right?
That would loop.
Yeah,
they were like loops, yeah. But people would get creative because and that's another reason why I think TikTok is so successful because it gives people the opportunity to get really creative. You know what I'm saying? And Vine, I think, was like the originator of that. Although, like Clay said, it was like little loops. People like creators would get really creative and make real like funny stuff or like whole like skits and stuff with it. And I felt like the way that Vine was set up kind of challenged you to be more creative that way.
But
think outside the box. But
Instagram did the same thing. Instagram stole their whole swag and then just killed Vine. Yeah. Like they dropped it, and then now Instagram is technically Vine. You know what I'm saying? And then
I forgot about that.
Instagram tried to do the same thing with TikTok, but they couldn't buy TikTok. They wasn't China not gonna let that go. Like ByteDance, that's who's owned by ByteDance. China tries to act like it's not owned by ByteDance, but it is. But yeah, so they wasn't gonna be able to buy TikTok. That's why TikTok's still going. And they just every day they're innovative, bro. They're the first to come up with new things. They got a new funding program. You know what I'm saying? Just a whole bunch of stuff. But like I said, I don't know.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know if Joe Biden is gonna actually do it, if he'll pull the trigger on it. I do think, like you said, it would definitely and that's gonna before we get off the TikTok subject, it's gonna be the last thing I'm gonna ask y'all. But this is why the only thing where I can understand or that I think would be a positive about eliminating TikTok is the youth, the children. right? Because that is another big argument here with the TikTok thing is how kids are using TikTok and the influence it has and what they're seeing on their feed. And, so let me ask you, Don, because
Yeah.
you actually have kids. So we always ask you first, like, first off, I don't know if your kids are into TikTok or not, but would you allow them to, like, do you think it's okay for them to be on TikTok?
I mean, no. Nah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't want them
You
on
wouldn't.
TikTok. I wouldn't want them scrolling TikTok or
You
even.
wouldn't want them scrolling, or you wouldn't want them creating?
Oh, creating, yeah, I'd be like, nah, just wait until like at least like you older, like 15, 16, some age.
Like high school.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Which you're not supposed to make one till 13. That and Instagram.
Yeah, I mean that's with everything.
But yeah. But yeah, no, I wouldn't want them until like high school age type deal, man.
Right. And why exactly? Like, do you think because like the content that you basically can't filter none of the content on there that they would see, or
you can't? You can't filter it. I mean, there's ways that they say that you can, but you really can't. And another thing, it's crazy how these social media sites, and it's not like I said. That's why I don't believe that America's banning TikTok because of the children and things like that, right?
Yeah, that's like
because that's their cover up. Because there's this whole lawsuit that Meta got from this one lady who, and they showed the receipts, they showed the proofs and emails that they were pushing anorexia on her daughter. Like they actually, instead of banning the content that was promoting anorexia, they actually pushed it. You know what I'm saying? And that goes,
Right.
it went against all of the content violations, but because it brought more people to the app, it brought more people to looking at the pages and stuff like that. They push it so that they can get more, you know what I'm saying, activity and shit, stuff, and engagement.
Activity.
So like you can't stop none of that. So I wouldn't want like my child on open up a profile on TikTok or Instagram or whatever. For that reason, because they're gonna push this negative stuff on them regardless. As long as they're clicking, as long as they're watching, that's what they want. They want your eyes.
Right. What about you, Clay? You work with kids and stuff a lot. Do you see the kids that you are around? Do they engage in TikTok a lot or talk about it a lot? Or
Well, I mean, when I was working, because I took some time away from the Y, so I just came back for the summer. So this past summer, before the new year, they definitely had a lot of moments where kids were just like taking their phones out, making TikTok videos. You know what I'm saying? Like whether it was like the beginning or end of camp, and I wasn't really too, as long as they weren't doing anything. Luckily, they weren't doing anything provocative or anything like inappropriate, but like. Even that was like still makes you feel a little uneasy because, the kids are young, you know what I'm saying? And then like now I work in the school with these kids, certain set of kids, and all they talk about is TikTok and, how, you hear them making these jokes or making sounds, and half of the sounds they make, I'm not going to lie, are inappropriate, and it's because they get it off of TikTok.
Yeah.
And if not TikTok, it's YouTube, unfortunately. So like it definitely raises an eyebrow, and if I had kids, I'd be just as strict as Don. Like you ain't using TikTok till you're in high school.
Yeah, I don't know, and that's the funny thing because I feel like most of the people I've talked to or what I've seen on the internet and stuff is people saying that like, nah, my kids ain't using TikTok.
Hell no.
But then it's like mostly kids on TikTok, so I feel like who, you know what I mean? Like I feel like maybe
it's the parents. It's the parents that want to be famous, but they don't say that they want to be famous, and they let their kids use TikTok. It be them parents.
That's a thing too. You got them parents that want to use their kids for like, to try to get up on the social media and stuff like that.
Oh, for like clout and like having their kids get famous.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, like that type of thing. But yeah, bro, like I feel like kids, because when we were coming up, we had the advantage that one, our parents were kind of like from a time period where they didn't have none of this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So they didn't really know certain. They unless we showed them what we was doing, they didn't really know what we was doing. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like kids today, they don't have that advantage because most of their parents are like around our age or a little bit older, and they know all this stuff, so they could catch them, or they could be like, they take your phone and turn it off, whatever. But at the end of the day, I'm like, bro, you want to do the right thing and be a parent and say keep them off TikTok and that, but it's like I have this strong belief that like if kids really want to find something, they're gonna find it. They're gonna find a way to get to it. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And we all know when you're a kid, the curiosity of something that you know you're not supposed to know makes you want to dive into that even more, if that makes sense. You get what I'm saying? Like the things that you know little about that the world knows, and it's like a secret to you because you're a kid. If you have the internet at your fingertips to find out, you're gonna find it out.
Find it. That's facts.
That's
facts.
You know, hide TikTok from your kids at home. Some little nigga in the courtyard is gonna show it to him every day in the courtyard. Like, I got you, bro. What you want to see? You know what I'm saying? So it's like you could do the right thing as a parent and be like, I put my foot down, but it's so hard to fight against the rest of the world and what they're gonna expose your children to. So I don't know, man. TikTok is definitely, I feel like the only way to do that would to be like Joe, you know, the president doing that and completely eliminating it off of social media and off of the internet and stuff. So,
but like I said, not really, because if they eliminate that, the kids just gonna go to Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts.
Yeah, all that too. I don't like TikTok really. Y'all know I don't even really be on it like that. It's not my thing. But I think TikTok gets such a bad rep as if it's like the only social media thing where you could go see that type of stuff. Or you know what I mean? I feel like Instagram.
It's just the one that's winning. And you know what's crazy is that
exactly, it's because it's winning. Yeah.
It was crazy is that TikTok is way more strict than Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts.
Is it?
Way more strict, bro. You can't. There's some stuff like that got banned. Like, you know, videos that got taken down on my page for something stupid minor, and like, and they won't bring it back. You know what I'm saying? Your page will get banned this. Fast.
I ain't gonna lie. When I first started using TikTok for a little bit, anytime I would have anything that looked like a SPLIFF, you know what I'm saying? Like, they would ban the video and like
completely like that?
Bro, they don't play around.
Within an hour, they don't even play. But I could post it on Instagram, and Instagram don't care. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say that. Then, and it's funny we talk about stuff for the kids. The way when you bring that up, actually TikTok may be way more kid friendly than Reels and Shorts. Because
no, I wouldn't agree, because if anything, TikTok is showing these kids how to be inappropriate but be slick about it. Because you can still be inappropriate on TikTok, but in the most slickest way possible. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I don't like, because that's what I'm saying. Like, some of these kids are like they make These kids be making moaning noises and don't even know they're making moaning noises. And when you ask them,
why?
Where'd you hear that from? Oh, on TikTok. Like, oh, it's this funny guy who does it on TikTok. So somebody's making moaning noises funny on TikTok? Like, how?
You know and that's what I'm saying. Because how they get away with it? Because boom, like you said, if you have a little thing on you, they'll be able to see that and take it off, right?
Mm-hmm.
But for example, I saw over the weekend, I think it was like Ice Spice and Northwest made a TikTok. And the lyrics on that shit was pretty inappropriate. And she's doing the thing with I'm pretty sure Northwest is underage. She got to be like 13 or something.
Okay, like so when it comes to lyrics, like, they don't really care much about like cuss words. And
not
stuff
the
like
lyrics. Forget the lyrics. If they can see like Clay's situation and be like, okay, he has something inappropriate. Whoever, I don't know if it's automatic through like robots or whatever, they see that and they could eliminate it. Can they also see, because I think it should be completely banned or like not allowed for someone under the age of 18 to engage in any kind of sexual, thing on TikTok. Because not saying her and Ice Spice weren't doing nothing sexual, but obviously like the dance moves and the lyrics and like the lyrics were sexual.
The song,
and a little girl sitting there singing it with a grown woman. So it's like, I'm like, you know what I mean? Like,
that was,
I feel like that should be like,
that was weird to me too. I ain't gonna lie, that was weird to me too. And first of all, Northwest, like, I feel like that. Okay, so TikTok.
But boom, that too. Let me say something real quick.
Go ahead.
I feel like TikTok be knowing certain people that got a certain amount of followers or that they celebrities, they don't. You know what I'm saying?
I was just. No, it's actually a fact. Like, this is a fact. Like, actually, that like TikTok, if you're known, you're a celebrity, they will push your page. Like, it actually told, I guess, I don't know if it was creators in the creator or what thing or whatever, but they actually sent the email out about that, saying it's a known fact. Like, if you're huge, if you're a celebrity, we will push your page, but you're gonna have perks. regardless. Like, so because I was just about to say, Northwest shouldn't even have a TikTok. As soon as they seen Northwest on there,
That's what Kanye West was saying. That's
she
why he was back, because he
it
was
should
like,
be banned.
technically, she legally shouldn't even have one. Yeah,
But TikTok run is,
because she's Northwest.
like I said, they a little innovative and they kind of run some stuff smart because they're like, okay, we gonna get rid of Northwest. Why would we do that? Like, she's just gonna
Boom,
bring
that's what
more
I'm saying,
people to
like,
TikTok.
Yeah.
So
there's
things
no way
like,
they're gonna limit
but another TikTok that does something like that would get banned. Probably would. I wouldn't say it
what
would.
I'm saying. Okay, so that makes sense. That now makes sense. Because when I'm watching it, I'm like, yo, I feel like if it was anybody else, this would not be a go.
Because there's stuff
I
that
think-
people do on lives, it's actually.
Oh, sorry. Just so everybody knows, Knicks and Boston is going into overtime right now.
I just seen it.
Yeah, I
113,
just saw that. I
113.
thought Julius was about to hit the game.
Yeah,
Turn the ball over.
good game. Yeah, go ahead.
People do this on live. They'll do a live that usually gets banned. It would be something stupid like sometimes if you have, I guess if you have like a hoodie on, a black hoodie, and or look anonymous or something crazy. I forgot, but the live will get banned, right? And then you know what I'm saying, if a person with pale skin does it, they'll get away with it. You know what I mean? Like, or
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
you know what I'm saying? So
I get what you're
and TikTok be doing these things, but it's like known, like TikTok don't care because they're not as woke as America. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they don't care.
So they don't care. They're gonna say, yeah, we did that, we do this. Yep. Like, and what you gonna do about it? Stop using it? We know you're not.
Yeah. Right.
So I was like, why mom has her doing that? Kanye need to go get her. Yeah, I mean, it was one of those things where I was surprised but not surprised. But not much Kanye West can do about any of that stuff at this point. I think even he has realized that that battle's not worth fighting.
Kim wants Northwest to be famous, like, and really continue. I guess I guess like she wants her to continue that Kardashian stuff. So I don't know.
Whatever you call it.
Yeah.
Continue the lifestyle. Continue the lifestyle. I mean, hey, I don't. Just like I'm sure Kanye has stuff he wants to pass down to his kids that they can continue on with his legacy. Her mama got a legacy too. You know what I'm saying? Her family got a legacy too. And of course, I don't blame Kim Kardashian for being sometimes like, look, I got somebody. This can't just end with us. You know what I'm saying? Like,
she want Northwest to be TikTok famous. I mean, I guess she's there. She is TikTok famous now.
She's already TikTok famous.
Yeah, I don't blame her, but like, dang.
Well, you see, you don't see her on Instagram.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like, Biden, something about TikTok. Yeah, it's like,
yeah, bro.
I don't know. But yeah, so we're gonna keep up with TikTok, see what happens with Joe Biden, if he bans it or not. Moving on, we're gonna keep it pushing. Let's talk about Chris Rock, man. Everybody, I don't know if you've seen, but for the first time, I think it was the night before last night, or maybe it was last night, Saturday night, Chris Rock had the first ever live stand-up special on Netflix. It was live on Netflix, I think at like 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. around there. I didn't catch it last night, but I watched it this morning. And oh man, I don't know if did you guys get a chance to see any clips from it?
I didn't get a chance to watch it.
I wanted to watch it tonight.
Bro, I would recommend as soon as you turn this off, turn on Netflix and watch that shit, bro.
For real?
Because
he snapped. He went crazy.
Snap is not the word. I would say the last 20, because what's funny about the special is that like from the beginning to I would say the middle, he barely even talks about it. He mentions it kind of slightly, like alludes to it about the situation, and he doesn't say anything about it at all. I don't know what overcame him in the last 10 minutes of this thing, but Chris Rock goes in. Like, he says everything you could tell he's been thinking in his head for the past since March, what is it, like a year ago, whatever shit happened?
Yeah.
He goes in. This nigga talks about Jada and about the whole past and the cheating situation and I ain't gonna lie, he tells no lies. He doesn't say anything that's wrong. The whole special, to be honest, is really good. He every topic that he touches on.
Was it funny? Like, it's one of them, like, oh, he snapped, like, funny.
I mean, Chris Rock ain't gonna do shit that's not gonna be funny.
Yeah,
I would even go as far as to say
this
compared to his Netflix special before this is hilarious. This shit makes that old shit that he did for Netflix look like it's not even funny at all. Like, this one is so good at the end, he could be like, I'm back type thing. You know what I mean? Like, he got a whole standing ovation. Like, it was crazy. And again, like I said, the topics that he touches on even before he gets to that whole Will Smith situation is so relevant and so like true to everything that's going on. And I would say about Chris Rock, to me, Dave Chappelle is still my number one. That's still my guy.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Rock, obviously growing up, Chris Rock was always on TV too. My parents watched Chris Rock, you know what I mean? So,
yeah.
But I would say the edge that Chris Rock has for me over Dave Chappelle is that Chris Rock can get his point across and also be funny without being too insulting to other people or groups of people. You know what I'm saying? Because with this special, he was able to make a lot of the points that I think Dave Chappelle was trying to make in his thing, but he did it without insulting groups of people. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Which I'm still on Dave Chappelle. I don't think Dave Chappelle was saying nothing hateful. You know what I mean? But Chris Rock definitely mastered the I could say what needs to be said without people. Because what happens with Dave Chappelle is when he says these things that need to be said, and you say the hurtful, insulting things, people fixate on that, and then your message gets lost in all that. So
and then us and the rest of the fan base got to educate.
Yep. Right, got it. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, this special is really good, and I think that it. I don't know how the Smith family is gonna respond, or if they
probably not. They probably not.
But
I don't think they will.
Let me see.
But the thing is, though, if Will or Jada Smith was really truly upset at what was said on that Oscar stage that night, they're gonna be, I don't know what the fuck they're about to feel about what was said in this thing, because it was 10 times worse. Like, damn. He literally he went as far as to call Jada out of her name. I'm not gonna say the word, but he did not hold back at all.
Whoa.
No, I gotta see this. I gotta see this.
Yeah, it's something else. And what he addresses, one of the points a lot of people was making was like, from what I heard, even after watching this, a lot of people were saying like, yo, why you ain't do nothing, or why you ain't say nothing when this went down and all this stuff. But it's like he addresses that too. At the end of the thing, he explains why he's not the kind of person that would have immediately addressed that when it happened. And I don't know, man. It's a real big lesson, and it shows you that words can truly hurt more than physical pain, man. Like it can,
for sure.
It can really hurt, especially if you know your target and you know what's going to trigger them to get certain reaction out of them. Then worse, because from what Will Smith heard at the Oscars, if I was him, I wouldn't have been mad enough to slap somebody.
Mm-hmm.
From what was said last night, I maybe would have had to find this nigga and slap him.
Oh my God,
there was a lot of stuff said about his whole family, not even just like but I'm gonna tell you what's wrong with you and your whole family and how you raise them.
Oh snap!
Wow.
But yeah, man.
Say no more. Say no more. Say no more. Say no more.
Definitely
I gotta
special.
see that.
Yeah. So shout out to Chris Rock, man. And so yeah, maybe after you guys watch it, we'll talk about it next time that we come on, and I'm sure there'll be a lot more reactions to it. It's crazy. But speaking about Netflix, we're gonna keep it moving off of the Chris Rock topic onto our last topic, which is kind of more than just the Netflix. It's kind of a double topic we're gonna talk about before we wrap it up. The Murdough case, man. This Murdough situation is kind of nuts. I don't know.
I only heard about it from Rachel because she.
You only heard what?
No, I only heard about it from Rachel because she watched it.
Did she watch it?
Yeah, she watched it, and she's been obsessing about it for the past few days. She was like, "Y'all better talk about this."
Boy. Wait, put me on.
Rachel,
What's going on?
I've not been able to think about anything else since I don't watch that damn documentary, bro.
All right, now I get why she been like that. Now I get why she been like that.
Wild. Bro, it's something that when you watch it, you're not gonna be able to. You're gonna be like, even after it's done.
She gave me the gist of it. She gave me the breakdown.
Okay, let me give Clay the gist of it in case he doesn't know what's been going on. So, Alec Murdough is the patriarch at the moment of this southern what is it? South Carolina, right? South Carolina? Is there South Carolina?
I think it was.
Yeah, South Carolina family that has been pretty prominent in South Carolina, this specific town in South Carolina for many years. It's a family of lawyers, so it's been going down. So naturally, long story short, as far as that family is a very prominent family in that town. They basically control and run everything. They can cover things up. They basically run the town, right? This family has I believe only two children, Buster Murdough and Paul, right? Paul Murdough, I believe is the name. Anybody correct me? I think it's Paul. Paul Murdough. Paul's the younger one, and Paul was like 16, 17 at the time when this happened a couple years ago. Paul Murdough, I don't want to spoil nothing because I think this is another documentary that people should get into, but Paul Murdough got into a situation where a young lady and his group of friends was murdered based off of decisions that he made, right? So that's the lightest way I can put that without getting into all of that, but that's the whole thing to itself. Was the whole thing that happened to itself. That is what really the Netflix documentary kind of focuses on. Now, after that whole situation ended, I'm not going to go into how it ended or none of that. The new Murdough situation created, which is probably the one that people are more familiar with, that's been in the news recently, of the father, Alec Murdough, ends up murdering his son, Paul Murdough, and the mother of his children gets murdered as well. Now, on the surface, this all sounds like, oh, this is just murder and intrigue in the South or something, but it is way more than that. This shit is like crazy. There's with the inclusion of his wife and son, there is at least 5 dead bodies, 5 dead people linked to this family that they are more than likely responsible for. But so far, I don't like. This is not a spoiler because this is in the news. But on Friday or Saturday, the documentary dropped on Friday. I think maybe the same day or the day before. Alec Murdough was sentenced to life in prison and with no possibility of any kind of parole or bail for the murder of his son and wife. So that itself is like a whole thing. The Netflix documentary, I'd say maybe it's a 3-part documentary. Each part is about 45 minutes to an hour. The last, I'd say 20 to 30 minutes of the third part is what focuses on the most recent situation with the father. But yeah, the story with it scared me. It's like watching a horror movie almost. Like
she did say it scared her.
Yeah, bro, it's like watching a real horror movie. Like when you watch how there's so much footage, which is what I'm so thankful about. What we're gonna start seeing in the future as more new documentaries come out, because we live in a day and age where especially kids are recording everything. So there's so much like real audio footage and video footage and of what's happened. And bro, honestly, like I would recommend everybody to also watch that on Netflix. Like if you get the chance and you're, I know everyone's not super into documentaries, but if you want to be entertained, it should be called the Murdough Scandals, I believe. Or it's just like if you type in it should be like right there on the first page. I'm sure it's like top 5.
So he only got sentenced for his son and his wife, not for
at the moment, right? Yes, right. At the moment, the only bodies they were able to link to the Murdough family was the son and his wife. What would be the dad?
Now tell me something. I mean, Rachel brought this up to me, like that he apparently hired like hitmans and stuff like that, right? Like are they any of them in the trials or anything like that? Any of them?
No, because like again, a lot of stuff with this stuff is alleged. You know what I mean? The only reason why Murdough, the father, even went down for this was because of one piece of evidence, right? That is what really sold the jury on it. Which to me, honestly, I feel like his attorneys could have fought that piece of evidence if they really wanted to.
I guess that's a good question. Rachel said, "Do you think he really did it? Like, or I think he hired
150." Rachel, did you watch the documentary? Do I think he did it? Yes, nigga.
No, she said she thinks he hired somebody. Do you think he did it or hired somebody?
As far as the murder of his son, of his wife and son,
yeah,
I'm gonna keep it real with you. By the end of it, how it all played out, I think it's possible that he I don't think he pulled the trigger himself. I'm gonna keep it real with you on that. After watching it, I don't think he pulled the trigger on his wife and son. He could have, because it's not like he had experience hunting. There's Southern people, so he did all that hunting, hog hunting and all that stuff, and deer hunting, all that stuff, and they had countless amount of guns. I'm sure Rachel probably remembers the part that discusses Paul flipping a car over with his girlfriend in it and him covering that up and all the guns that was in it. It's freaking nuts. But
somebody said, Leger said
no, I don't
there
think
was blood splatter on his shirt.
Says, yeah, okay. There was blood spatter on his shirt. I forgot about that. They did find that. So, but again, I feel like that could be, because here's my thing. The piece of evidence that got him in court that sold the jury was that his son, Paul Murdough, recorded like a Snapchat video or something like that about 15 minutes before these murders occurred. Paul Murdaugh's defense this whole time was that I was nowhere near the murder of my wife and children. I went to go visit my mother and my father, and I came back and I found their bodies. in Paul, the kids, in the son's video that he put on Snapchat, you can hear the dad speaking in the video. He's not on tape. You can't see him, but you hear the dad on video speaking to Paul 15 minutes before the murders. So with that piece of evidence, the jury and the prosecutors were able to say, like, you lied. You were there. You said that you left, but you were clearly there up until 10, 15 minutes before the murders. So after that, he does what I think is the most stupid thing he could have done, which is what I think lost him the trial. He goes on to the stand and confesses that he lied about being there. He continues. He keeps up his innocence to saying that he did not murder his wife and son, but he admits that he was there. Me now, if I was his lawyers, I would have immediately said, look, right after that video ended, he left immediately, and then whoever came and murdered his wife and sons, that's what happened, right?
Yeah.
But obviously, like Rachel said, like it's possible that he's the person who did it, and there was, like Legier said, there was blood splatter on his shirt. I still don't think he the trigger man. I feel like he hired somebody else, and maybe they were in the bushes or whatever, because it was a big property. They owned how many acres? Like they're millionaire rich. I feel like whoever did it was hiding off somewhere in the bushes or whatever, and then once whenever it happened, and he maybe helped dispose of the bodies or help, because remember, he was there. He's the one who called 911 and said, like, oh, I found my wife and son dead. 911 said, don't touch the bodies, and he said to them, I already touched them. I touched them because I flipped them over to see if they were alive or whatever. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I thought there's a lot of reasons blood could be on the shirt, and I feel like if he hadn't been stupid enough to go on the stand and say that, because they interviewed the main juror, and he said the evidence, us seeing that video, is what really convinced us that he was there. And I feel like he could have fought it, but he was scared, I think, and he just went on there and said what he had to say. Yeah, he definitely wanted dead. And that was my thing with it. I feel like maybe it was insurance stuff, because when there were other people that were involved with death, and the reason that they found out that it was done is that he took out big insurance money on them. So other than that, the only thing confused me was the motive for him wanting his son and his wife dead. I just didn't see why. Because prior to that, the documentary proves they're like a happy family. They don't really got no problems as far as with each other. You know what I mean? But I just don't see the motive for him wanting them dead. That was the only thing.
Definitely got to check it out.
Definitely got to check it out. Yeah, man. So just wanted to touch on that and the Murdough case. Everybody, that's another thing we kind of talk about that another time.
Yeah.
I think we should definitely start doing, like, I'll try to start doing it myself, like little just like reviews or like discussions about these kind of things.
True.
But yeah, man, everybody check those out on Netflix tonight if you get the chance.
For sure,
the Chris Rock special and the Murdough murders. Definitely two things to check out. I think that's it. We don't got nothing else. I don't got nothing else really. I don't know if Don or Clay got anything.
Nah, I'm good.
Oh, we ain't talking about Jaja. We ain't gonna talk about Jaja.
Oh yeah, we did.
Oh, John Morant. All right, let's talk about John Morant real quick.
Ja Wick.
Ja Wick, boy. Ja gangster, Ja thugger. So John Morant, everybody, I'm sure at this point must have heard his name. If you don't even know him, you must have heard the name John Morant by now, because it's so popular at this point.
Yeah.
It's been a long time coming up until this, but John Morant for a long time has been kind of doing this this on and off, I'm a gangster, I'm not a gangster situation, or trying to portray himself to be a thug or a gangster. It has been researched thoroughly, and the evidence is there that he was not raised that way, that he was not a gangster, that he was which look, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not no gangster. I wasn't raised to be no gangster. I was raised like John Morant in a two-parent home with a roof over my head and all that. But John Morant, for some reason, ain't cool with that. He don't like that is how his life went. So he's been trying to change the narrative of that. This accumulated to last night or the night before. John Morant was in the club, apparently. In the video, when I originally saw it, I didn't even know he was in the club. It looked like he was like in his room or something to me. I thought he was just like vibing in his room at night. But John Morant is in the club with what you call the blicky, or what kids call the glizzy these days, pulling it out in the club and showing it on Instagram.
On Instagram Live.
Instagram Live, when John Morant is one of the most popular NBA players right now and plays for an NBA team.
Oh, mind you, you're probably gonna bring this up, but this is while he's already under like not investigation, but you can go and say it. I think it's like they're just like, it's not an investigation, but allegations.
They like allegations with him beating up a 17-year-old
and threatening him with the gun.
And threatening with a gun. Yeah. So again, this is this young man who's clearly on a mission to prove something for some reason. But a lot of people. So John Morant ultimately, so far, his only punishment is he has been suspended for they're saying at least 2 games. He's going to be out for the next 2 games at least, right? A lot of people are saying it should be more. I don't know, whatever, but
I actually got more details on that too. They saying it could be more because they were saying that him having the gun in the club that night would mean that he had to have traveled with it on the team's travel plane and bus. So if they found out that that's true, they said he's getting suspended for at least 50 games, which means he will miss the playoffs.
You said 50 games?
50.
God dang.
I don't really like to bet and shit like that, but I can almost bet my life they're not gonna suspend this man for no 50 games, bro. I
you don't think so?
Bet that shit. No, because this is what you just said, right? This almost 100% guarantee proves that Buddy traveled with the gun on the bus, right? Or whatever transportation they took. He traveled with it. Why is that not being talked about? That is that aspect right there,
That's
especially
true.
as far as it pertains to the NBA and talking about it on Sports Center or First Take, whatever. That is what they should be talking about. Nobody's mentioning that. Nobody's talking about that. Another thing, I saw Paul Pierce come to this man's defense saying, "Oh, we supposed to have a gun. You know, this is a young man with millions. Be fair for our lives." Sure.
Bro, that's so annoying.
And this is the people so stupid when people do this and so annoying. Like you said, EJ, yes, annoying. You're a grown man and you're acting like you don't understand what the problem is here. No one is saying John Morant shouldn't have a gun. I personally feel like every black man with over $500,000 in his bank account should own a gun. You get what I'm saying? Gun or not, you know your situation. You know who you play. You're not a rapper. You answer to somebody. You answer to the NBA. Forget even the whole kids looking up to you. Because a lot of people, that was their problem with the old kids looking up to him. But I don't even care about that. Forget kids looking up to him. Because them same kids go listen to Young Thug and shit right when they turn off his game. That don't matter. Why do that, bro? Why put yourself in that situation? Over the sake of what? Showing that you have a gun, that you own a gun, that most people probably expected that you did have. Why show that you're that dumb? Why put your team in that situation? Why put the NBA in that situation? Why put Nike in that situation? Which, you know me, I don't feel sorry for Nike in no type of way because Nike was the first people to come to this man's defense on some like, y'all didn't understand Kyrie's plight at all, but y'all understand John Morant flashing the blicky in the club on Instagram. That y'all can understand. That y'all can get behind and be like, no, that makes sense. We could support that. This man ain't faced didn't get no drop from nothing, didn't get his Chase bank account taken, didn't get none of that, right? And just like Kyrie was forced to write a fake ass apology, and Kyrie did it and still lost Nike and all that stuff, right? But with John Morant, they're okay with John Morant promoting violence amongst his people. But that's a whole nother conversation. But yeah, so Clay, tell me like what you think about it, because I've seen some people saying that they don't think it should even be that big of a deal because they're not like he like was using it or he like pointed it at somebody or nothing like that. But I feel like it's what you're implying, and it, it's just like you a parent. I raised you better than that. Imagine you a parent, you raised your kid, and he out on the street acting like he a thug. It's like, bro, you're not no thug, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you know what? This right here is the prime example. Like when I seen all this unfolded, it's a prime example of how powerful hip hop culture has become.
Yep.
Because not only hip hop culture in itself, but the man plays for the Memphis Grizzlies. Everybody know Young Dolph. Everybody know Key Glock. Everybody know Yo Gotti. Like everybody from Memphis is gutter. You know what I'm saying? Like they get it where they fit in Memphis. So as far
where he from again? Sorry, where's John Morant from again?
Where is John Morant from? Honestly, I'm not sure.
South Carolina, I think. South Carolina, I think. Same place as Zion. They both came from the same spot.
Okay.
Right.
All right, Clay.
So like this just goes to show how powerful hip hop culture is, and it's honestly it's disappointing. It's dead. It's dang near disgusting in a way because.
Let me ask you this.
I was only gonna say that. The only reason why I say that though is because it's like I've always appreciated. It went from us appreciating hip hop and basketball and everything like being in one to now we got this like everybody got to be a gangster even when you're not a gangster cesspool, and it's annoying. You know what I'm saying?
You mean in general, as far as like sports?
I'm talking about like in general, like in terms of like how now we got John Morant, a basketball player who should just be worrying about basketball, who feels like he needs to show off a gun to show how tough he is. You know what I'm saying? Wearing grills. It's like, come on, bro.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, hip hop has had such a strong influence on the NBA for years, and obviously that's because the NBA is predominantly black males and hip hop is predominantly black males, and so it's like I don't want to, like, I wouldn't say that because I'm like, there's so much NBA players and even ones that are directly friends with rappers. You got NBA players that are directly affiliated with gangs, things like
Steven
Jackson, or even what's homie from the Bulls.
From the Bulls?
From Chicago. No, he's from Chicago. Derrick Rose.
Oh, Derrick Rose.
Yeah. Remember Derrick Rose, he got ties to
like his family.
To them niggas, to them niggas in Chicago, like the black whatever. So my point is that all these people, and for so long, rap and hip hop and gangsterism, whatever, has had influence on NBA culture and stuff. But you don't be seeing, at least not in public, and that's what I'm saying. I'm sure a lot of NBA players have guns, even bring them inside the club, bring them parties, whatever. But you don't see them flashing it. I think one of the most real life would have done something gangsters to hit the NBA in the history was Allen Iverson, right? And Allen Iverson would let you know from his demeanor and how he would talk and what he would be about that he was about that, but he wouldn't do things like bringing blickies in the locker room or flashing them in the club or walking around and acting all he didn't do shit like that. And again, when I make this argument with people, they always say the NBA players of that time that I'm talking about, they didn't have things like Twitter and Instagram and social media to have outlets to do that on, because maybe he would, but I don't know. I just feel like it's like something specifically with John Morant. I don't know why, but it seems like he is hell bent on proving that he is some kind of like gangster or gang affiliated. Yeah. I don't know why, and I don't think it cannot be just like old hip hop. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why.
I wouldn't blame it directly.
It's immaturity.
I wouldn't blame it directly on hip hop, but I feel like it has a lot to play. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like I messaged you earlier. He probably listens to a lot of NBA young boy, you know what I'm saying? He's young. You got to remember the age. He's probably around
you tell me half them niggas ain't listening to NBA young boy in their headphones before they play?
But some of them niggas want to take it to another level. Ron Artest first coming to mind. If we're talking about realists about that life,
as far as gangster,
I'm thinking I would say Steven Jackson, because he actually was like a blood or Crip, I forgot which one. He was actively in a gang while he was in the NBA.
On our test, Gilbert Arenas too. Remember Gilbert Arenas? He was about that too.
He brought the gun. He wasn't really about that. Like
he's the one who brought the blick.
That's what I'm saying. But Steven Jackson was actually in a gang while he was in the NBA. Like, he was gang affiliated.
That's what I'm saying. That's different. Same shit with Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson got into Allen Iverson almost didn't make it to the damn NBA because of his situation. He got caught up when he was in college, and he had to go to that little prison thing that he did after the brawl that they had in the
but AI was
bowling
just
alley or whatever.
AI was just what's funny is that I always compare John Morant to AI, and I feel like he's just taking that to a whole nother level. His play style and everything. But AI was more just AI was just like kind of just I don't know how to explain it. He wasn't trying to be gangster like a John Morant.
Natural,
he was really just being himself. Like the bowling alley incident. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was young. He was in the bowling alley. Fight breaks out. He just a part of it. Yeah. So he's fighting for his homies. And other stuff. He kind of just. If I was to look back at it, I would be like, okay, I would kind of do what Allen Iverson did in this situation. I would do what Allen Iverson. I can't say that I'll do anything that John Morant is doing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everything that he's doing is stupid.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's just stupid. And that is the major difference. Because, like I said, a lot of these NBA players got to be on that gangster, half gangster, whatever. But it's the stupidity of John Morant where it's like either he don't care, and that's the attitude for me too. If you on this like, well, I don't care. Because I think really subconsciously that's how he is, because he must have had known, unless he was super drunk or high or something, he must have had known the NBA wasn't going to be cool.
And that. Oh, and I wanted to bring up too, like I feel like the reason they're going so hard on him is because, first of all, this thing with the 17-year-old. Also, he got in trouble a couple like months back. I think it was last year during the playoffs, something where he commented on Twitter, somebody's Twitter, and he's like, "Oh, how would 22 hollows feel in you?" or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
bro, and that's what started it. That's where he started his dumb shit. Was like last year on Twitter
Yeah.
where he kept, and then some other shit like someone said something to him on Twitter, and he said some kind of thing that's like a blood reference or like basically like on blood type shit. And it's like, bro,
and
like
then,
even if you is, because again, I don't know what these niggas be doing, and I know when you get a certain amount of money, you can obviously put yourself in certain groups, right? So I don't know. Maybe dude is real blood gang now, whatever he is. But what is your fixation on letting the world notice while you're an NBA player? You know what I'm saying? Like, wouldn't the smart thing to do would be like to do what you do, keep playing in the NBA like normal and getting your NBA money? You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't get his attitude about it.
it's really stupid. I just wonder how his parents feel about that, because like that is, yo,
They be jacking it too. I feel like they be jacking it too because I seen, cause one, I done seen reports and like from videos how it looked, it seemed like his sister's like fake kind of come up on the train of that too. And then you could tell she's just being super humble right now because she still got to be on the come up until she get to the WNBA wherever she's going. But I seen too like his pops been on some like fake like mob gangster, like he a mob nigga too, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and even with the way you see his demeanor at the game with the glasses, like you dapping him up. And then you go look at these people's family pictures from like 10 years ago. They look sweeter than me and my family when we was taking them type of pictures back in the day.
Right.
I'm like, yo, this whole family sweet. Y'all know y'all wasn't on none of y'all was on this whole gangster. You know how sometimes there's some people who they wasn't on that, but they family and their parents kind of had that presence and they kind of washed off on them. You know what I'm saying? But when niggas done dug up the whole Morant family tree and all their pictures and stuff. And every one of these pictures is sweet, boy. Every single one of them. You can tell these people was not on that lifestyle at all, under no circumstance. And
it's like the NBA young boy said it perfect. It's like, you know what I'm saying? If I look at your mama and she ain't gangster, I know you're not gangster.
Boom.
I was like, hey, you kind of got a point.
Kind of got a point. And that's my mama ain't gangster, so I ain't saying your mom need to be gangster, but it's like how you would think with how hard he's going for this persona, there wasn't all this like history on him and all this like evidence of the contrary. Right. Like I don't know, man. Shout out to John Morant. That's probably insecure. That's another thing. Probably insecure. But I think it says a lot. Why a young man with has accomplished as much as he has, and obviously as rich as he has, and his family too. Because like I said, his sister looked like she about to be on to come up as well. What you insecure about, dog? He not an ugly dude, I don't think. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's why I said for me, I feel like it's stupidity. Yeah, man, that's all I gotta say on John Morant. I don't know if anyone. Shout out the Knicks. The Knicks just won in overtime against
in double overtime. Shout out to the Knicks 9-game winning streak.
The Celtics is looking like a whole L right now, bro.
Celtics is
New York just crushed y'all. New York just crushed y'all. The Nets just came back from y'all from a 28-point deficit at the half a couple days ago. And the Knicks just crushed y'all in double overtime. Like, sorry,
that's
bro.
Crazy.
It's looking like an L for Boston. Bro.
Damn.
Yeah, man.
Sorry,
Boston.
Out to the Knicks.
Not sorry, Boston.
Yeah, not at all. But yeah. So that was our little John Morant rant. So if y'all, like I was saying before, y'all got anything else?
Nah, I'm good, man. We touched a lot, but we got
touched a lot today.
Let's run it back.
We'll see. Kind of short.
Yeah, true. Definitely, but. We're going to be on next Sunday.
Shout out everybody that was in the chat. Yeah, shout out to Infinite Media. Shout out to Rachel. Shout out to Leger. Shout out to Clint. That was your man, right? And Never Too Frost. That was here.
Yeah, my cousin. My cousin,
right? Shout out to everybody that was in the chat. Everyone that stays with us every week and that is, keeping up with us. We're going to keep getting better. So
don't forget to like, share, subscribe to the page.
Facts,
the vibes.
Right, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. But
share and subscribe.